1. When teaching adults about road signs, which instructional method best supports long term retention and application? A. Passive lectures on traffic symbols. B. Scenario based simulations using real life driving situations. C. Memorization of road sign charts only. D. Distributing printed lists without discussion. 2. In curriculum development for a road signs test course, which learning outcome aligns with applied competence? A. The learner can recite all road sign categories. B. The learner can interpret and respond appropriately to road signs in context. C. The learner can describe sign colors. The learner can label signs by shape. 3. When evaluating student performance on road sign recognition, the most reliable assessment method is A. Multiple choice recall questions. B. Observation during simulated or real driving scenarios. C. Peer evaluation based on opinion. D. Written essays on driving laws. 4. Which principle of adult learning is most relevant when designing a road sign training program? A. Adults need immediate relevance and practical application. B. Adults prefer rote memorization over context. C. Adults are motivated solely by grades. D. Adults learn best through theoretical analysis only. 5. To improve retention in road sign education, instructors should A. Incorporate spaced repetition and visual aids. B. Provide a one-time lecture without review. C. Avoid hands-on activities. D. Use text-heavy materials exclusively. 6. When designing formative assessments for road sign learning, the goal should be to A. Provide feedback that guides learning and correction. B. Focus solely on grading performance. C. Eliminate feedback to reduce time. D. Rely on peer scoring only. 7. Which instructional strategy best promotes visual literacy in road sign recognition? A. Interactive image-based quizzes with explanations. B. Text-based recall questions only. C. Audio instruction without visuals. D. Handwritten notes without images. 8. During a mentoring session on road safety, the mentor should prioritize A. Real-world application of road sign interpretation. B. Memorization drills. C. Quick grading of tests. D. Avoiding interactive discussion. 9. A competency-based road sign curriculum should emphasize A. Demonstrated understanding and behavioral application. B. Passive recognition without practice. C. Theory without performance tasks. D. Group discussion without assessment. 10. When teaching regulatory compliance regarding road signs, instructors must A. Align lessons with local traffic laws and standards. B. Create their own interpretations of signs. C. Focus only on global traffic norms. D. Skip compliance details for simplicity. 11. What is the primary goal of evaluation in a road signs course? To measure learners' ability to interpret and apply road rules correctly. B. To rank students competitively. C. To memorize lists of symbols. D. To test spelling accuracy. 12. The most effective feedback in road sign learning should A. Be timely, specific, and linked to learner performance. B. Be delayed until final grading. C. Be generic for all learners. D. Focus only on positive reinforcement. 13. Which adult learning principle is most effective for driving safety training? A. Experiential learning through practice and reflection. B. Rigid instructor-led lecturing. C. Unrelated case studies. D. Memorization without feedback. 14. For adult learners, the most engaging road sign teaching approach includes A. Contextual problem solving and interactive simulations. B. Long theoretical explanations. C. Passive video watching only. D. Isolated vocabulary memorization. 15. In a road sign course evaluation, validity is best ensured when A. The test measures the ability to interpret road situations using signs. B. The test focuses only on definitions. C. Random questions unrelated to driving are added. D. Only attendance is graded. 16. Which regulatory concept is critical in developing a compliant road sign curriculum? A. Alignment with Department of Transportation (DOT) standards. B. Use of outdated sign references. C. Exclusion of legal updates. D. Non-standardized color codes. 17. When mentoring new drivers, an instructor applying adult learning theory should A. Encourage reflection on real-world experiences. B. Discourage learner feedback. C. Focus only on memorization drills. D. Avoid discussions of practical relevance. 18. Which curriculum design model supports systematic road sign instruction? A. ADDIE, analyze, design, develop, implement, evaluate. B. Random content sequencing. C. Nonlinear delivery without objectives. D. Lecture-only teaching. 19. In road sign training, formative evaluation is used primarily to A. Improve learning during instruction. B. Determine certification eligibility. C. Assign grades for completion. D. Replace summative testing. 20. An effective summative assessment in a road sign program should A. Measure both knowledge and application. B. Exclude practical scenarios. Focus only on recognition tests. D. Avoid performance measures. 21. When creating road sign instructional materials, communication clarity depends on A. Using standardized symbols and consistent terminology. B. Mixing multiple regional styles. C. Avoiding visual examples. Emphasizing complex jargon. 22. The most ethical way to mentor learners preparing for a road sign test is to A. Provide constructive, transparent guidance. B. Guarantee passing results regardless of performance. C. Share confidential test items. D. Focus solely on punitive feedback. 23. Effective curriculum evaluation in a road sign course ensures A. Content aligns with learning outcomes and driving regulations. B. Materials are randomly updated. C. Lessons are reduced each year. D. Assessments are unrelated to course. 24. Adult learners studying for a road signs test are most likely to engage when A. They see immediate real-world benefits. B. The content is abstract and academic. C. The sessions are lecture-only. D. Participation is passive. 25. In compliance training for traffic safety educators, which area is most important? A. Maintaining alignment with current federal and state traffic laws. B. Developing unique regional signs. C. Minimizing regulation discussion. Ignoring D. Updates. 26. When providing feedback on learner driving simulations, mentors should A. Use constructive, behavior-based comments tied to observed actions. B. Provide vague and general praise. C. Delay all feedback until final evaluation. Focus only on technical errors. 27. A successful road sign instructor demonstrates communication competence by A. Translating complex information into clear, actionable language. Using overly technical terminology. C. Avoiding learner questions. D. Speaking without visual reinforcement. 28. The role of evaluation data in road sign curriculum improvement is to A. Identify trends and adjust teaching strategies accordingly. B. Maintain the same format indefinitely. C. Ignore feedback from learners. D. Focus solely on administrative metrics. 29. Mentorship effectiveness in a road sign course is maximized when A. Mentors model correct interpretation and decision-making behaviors. B. Mentors rely only on written examples. C. Mentors discourage learner inquiry. D. Mentors focus on test scores only. 30. Adult learners are best supported in traffic education programs when A. Instruction acknowledges their prior experiences and integrates them. B. Instructors disregard prior knowledge. C. Courses are purely theoretical. D. Feedback is optional. 31. To ensure consistency and compliance, road sign materials should be developed under A. Official transportation regulatory standards. B. Individual instructor preference. C. Unverified online sources. Localized improvisation. 32. A reflective learning activity in road sign education might include A. Self-assessment journals about interpreting real-world signs. B. Silent reading sessions. C. Watching videos without discussion. D. Completing worksheets with no analysis. 33. The ultimate objective of a road signs test in driver education is to evaluate both knowledge and safe behavioral response to traffic signage. B. Test memory alone. C. Assess spelling accuracy of road terms. D. Focus on trivia unrelated to road use. 34. When developing a training program for road sign interpretation, which learning objective best reflects higher order thinking skills? A. Learners will analyze and apply road sign rules in simulated driving scenarios. B. Learners will list all road signs by color and shape. C. Learners will memorize traffic categories from a chart. D. Learners will match signs to definitions without context. 35. In a road sign educator certification course, which evaluation method best measures instructional effectiveness? A. Comparing learner pre-test and post-test performance outcomes. B. Measuring attendance records only. C. Conducting informal observations without documentation. D. Using unstructured peer discussions.